So I was wondering, did anybody find it a little bit strange how queenopp? It seemed to me through the first part of the Q&A, and also even on the first, intro video she did, where she didn't really speak too much about things, but subliminally you could read between the lines. But it seems like to me like queenopp for some reason owes it to Danny to take the weight for what role she played in putting her hands on um Chelle. I don't believe that queenopp was putting her hands on Chelle towards the end when she was pregnant. I think it got out of control, her allowing Danny to do it. But we're going to listen to what queenopp has to say. There's a few parts that I want to point out, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
Treated Michelle. Do you feel bad the way you treated Michelle?
Same question, and she's saying gonna give you the same answer. Not at all.
Clipper.
Answer the question.
The question was, do I feel bad for the way I treated Michelle? The answer is
no.
I feel bad for putting my hands on Michelle, because in reality my hands shouldn't go on nobody, whether it's out of frustration, anger.
But you still don't see nothing wrong in it, though.
On the live, at the end of the day, my hand should never went on her. So yes, I feel bad for putting my hands on her. As far as the lives and the skits and stuff go, I feel like
the skits I feel
Crazy.
like she misses Michelle. She's not gonna say it. But I also think that she has a lot of regrets for what she did, and she's not gonna admit that because it doesn't go with the image. But it's really messed up that she couldn't be a woman, somebody that's supposed to be in the counseling, that just couldn't just say, I'm gonna put my guard down and just, that's a sensitive topic, and just say it was wrong. And yes, I do miss the friendship, and I'm never gonna probably find a friendship like that, because she's definitely not gonna find that in Danny, because I'm quite sure we can only imagine what happens behind closed doors, especially with DV between the two of these two.
A lot of what y'all saw, whether y'all want to believe it or not,
was skits. We know,
talked about prior to the live.
And you guys are not realizing like what's going on, like currently, like she like pops out of nowhere. Now she's messing with Shamar. Why are you messing yet again with somebody social media would look at as, kind of delayed, slow, whatever you want to say it. And now all of a sudden you're talking about you're going to sue Shamar. And we all know that queenopp is not going to sue Shamar. But she just went like, full force at Shamar and something that he said prior to her coming back on to social media. But for what? I mean, Shamar says a lot of things, and why can't you pick on somebody that that will come at you and really check you? My point being is that's what she did to Michelle. Whether Michelle was slow or not, whether they found that she was not slow in court, why did it still go down that you did Michelle like that for that many years under the radar? It's what's crazy to me.
I would say I'm almost a social media genius, but I'm not even gonna be modest. I'm a social media genius.
Oh, really?
Once I find a formula.
Put it in the comment section if you knew that she was a social media genius, because she's about to get ready to scam people. Because soon as people start critiquing her YouTube videos, she's gonna stop paying for private lives. Oh, you're really a genius. Wow. I want to be just like you, queenopp.
I run with it. So I'm not even gonna get into
that's
too many
what
details,
got you in trouble.
85% of queenopp and Chelle's content was discussed before the live. Whether when we got on live, somebody switched up for whatever reason. Oh, I can't really speak on why
Chelle
that happened. But what was the question again?
Wow.
85, yeah, because I'm 85. The other 15% was people emotions getting involved and stuff like that. So 85% of everything was talked about prior to live. Yes. What?
Yeah. Go ahead, Danny. Tell it. You've been drinking.
So yeah.
You know what the sad part about this is, and I have to give it credit though. She has a gift to know exactly what social media wants, and she gives it to you. She goes overboard. Yeah, we know that. But if she just stay within the rules of, you know, the guidelines of any platform, she would blow up. And she would also figure out that she doesn't have to go so hard into the paint to the point where her freedom could have ultimately been taken for, you know, what she did to Michelle, or and allow Danny, which she's not gonna speak on, to do to Michelle. She definitely got this down with the social media. Um, and you know, she could eat off this. You know, everybody around her could eat off this, but she is her own worst enemy and she doesn't get it. You know, you're not going to hear too many people giving her credit, but you know, I have to give her credit when credit's due. That social media definitely is somewhere she could be employed. But when you start taking advantage of people, you know, especially your supporters and their money, you know, and you know, commentators are critiquing you, and now you want to, you know, do private lives, but you really don't care about the commentators doing these commentary videos. It's game. You're just trying to get money out of your supporters, be greedy. Is the sad part of the flip side of what's going to happen eventually. Soon as she starts getting too much attention, yet again, she's going to get crazy with it. She's going to spiral out of control again.
A lot of things were skits that probably went too far, or
probably,
you know.
Why don't she let Danny talk? Danny been drinking. She'll speak.
And subconsciously, and all those things are still there. Like, bro, like
but even still, that don't mean put your hands on nobody. Like I said, there were wrongdoings.
No,
on
well,
both
why
sides.
are you saying what you're saying then, Danny?
I mean, are we gonna sit here and be like, oh, who did more? No, there was wrongdoings on both sides. Like I said, mine was just physical. Nobody just woke up and said, oh my God, I'm having a bad day.
Do you think that Chelle ever woke up any day and said, I want to do a skit where I'm in a dog cage eating, or dog mess? You know, who just wakes up and says, I want to be the brunt of the joke? You know, I want to be the brunt of the skit. Michelle didn't wake up, I'm quite sure, and want to be in that position. That was all queenopp.
She did things, and out of emotion,
you acted on it. Wow.
Now, as far as things on live, a lot of the times we knew what.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it is, and I could be wrong, but I'm looking at Danny look at queenopp, and you know, you'll be surprised what people are capable of doing. I know she was, you know, pregnant and everything like that, but it's starting to give me these feelings of that foul play was done on both parts, like physically to Chelle, and you know, Danny's just sitting there listening to her, like, just really act this out. You know, this is still all new to Danny. She hasn't been with queenopp all that long, so you know, we're gonna see how this all plays out, and when they get mad at each other, probably a lot of things will come to the light. Trust and believe it will.
What got you guys going? So we would discuss, like, listen, you gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Ooh, you say this to piss me off. They're gonna get to telling me what you said in the comments. I'm gonna da. And then when we go on live,
way out of control with it though.
But even in some of the hitting her on live, some of it might have went too far, but she was in agreement to a lot of that. And let me also clock this tea. You guys are not going to want to hear this.